why stockholders whose stock is held in street name aren't eligible to make recommendations for your donations?
The distinction really isn't whether their stock is held in street. Well, that's one distinction. The Class B shareholders, as was pointed out in the prospectus originally for the B shares, do not participate in the program. The A shares that are held by the beneficial owner do participate. We obtained a tax ruling, 1981 or thereabouts, that made sure that there would be no taxation as a constructive dividend of the amount that shareholders could designate. There always was that possibility that the IRS would take the position that by allowing shareholders to designate a contribution to a charity, that we were giving them something which first would be taxed as a dividend and then they would later give away. So we have a tax ruling, and that tax ruling applies to shares held by beneficial owners or by record holders themselves, and we followed that ruling subsequently. I might say it would be sort of a nightmare, too, frankly, if we got into street name holders. We're at the point now where we probably have 30 or 35,000 street name holders of the A, and with the B, it's probably 60,000 or some number like that. It would be quite a nightmare to do. And anyone, unless they have margin debt against their stock, they can put it in their own name. And we encourage people to do it. One reason we encourage people to do it is that they'll get their shareholder communications more promptly too. We find that it's quite erratic, that the distribution of reports is quite erratic when handled through brokerage houses to street name holders. So we really do encourage you to have your stock registered in your own name. You'll get the communications promptly, and if you get the A shares, you'll be able to participate in the contributions program. And don't minimize your holdings, incidentally. Between the two of us, we control the company. So I'm glad to have you here. Charlie?
There's no ideological bias against the small shareholder. It's just not technically feasible to do it as a matter of administration.
I should point out that the entire shareholder designated contributions program, really all of the work in relation to this meeting, I mean, Exarban has been terrific. They've helped out enormously. But in terms of sending out 11,000 plus tickets to the meeting, the baseball tickets, the planning that goes into it and everything, it's all done by the people at Berkshire, basically. They pitch in to do all kinds of work. So when you look at that 3,000 plus square foot office, we get help from internal audit who does not work in the office. But very few people just do all of their regular jobs, and then they do this on top of it. And they never thought they were getting into this. Thank you. We could have a department of 50 people, and assigned to something like this. But the same way with we get thousands and thousands of requests for annual reports, and they all come in, and we've got just a few people, and they handle it with courtesy and cheerfulness, and I really tip my hat to them.